Today let us learn about heterotrophic nutrition. Last video we learned about nutrition. Nutrition means the process by which an organism takes in food and utilizes it to carry out different life processes. Nutrition is of two types, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition means organism that can prepare its own food is known as autotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition means they depend upon other organisms for their food. For example, animals, birds, everything depend upon other organisms. They cannot prepare their own food. Examples for autotrophic nutrition is plants and blue-green algae. For heterotrophic nutrition, examples are animals and insects. So this was the one that you learned in the last class. Now today we will learn about heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition means they cannot prepare their own food. They depend upon other organisms for their food. So how to define heterotrophic nutrition? The mode of nutrition in which organism cannot prepare their own food and depend upon other plants and animals are known as heterotrophic nutrition. Some organism will take in food and digest it inside the body. For example, human. We take food, digestion takes place inside our body, and then we absorb it, and absorption also takes place inside the body. Whereas some organism will break the food outside the body and absorb it. Example is yeast and mushroom. Mushrooms and all will grow on dead and decaying organic matter. Based on how an organism gets its food and utilizes it, heterotrophic nutrition can be classified into different types. First one is saprophytic nutrition. Next is parasitic nutrition. Next is holozoic nutrition. So heterotrophic nutrition can be classified as parasitic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, holozoic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition means they feed on dead and decaying organism. Example, fungi, mushrooms like mushrooms and all. Then bread molds. Bread, when it decays, what will you observe? When bread gets after the expiry date, 2-3 days, you can see some greenish colors on the top of the bread. That is these organisms, that is the fungi, they will feed on the dead and decaying organism. This type of nutrition is known as saprophytic nutrition. Whereas in parasitic, they will live on other organisms and also take nutrients from them. Example is cuscata plant. This will live on other plant and also take nutrients from them. Similarly, the tapeworm, liver fluke, etc. in our body, they will live inside our body and they'll take nutrients and they will cause diseases. This type of nutrition is known as parasitic nutrition. Next, coming to holozoic nutrition. They will take food and digestion takes place inside the body of the organisms. From outside, we will take food. For example, human beings. How do we take food? We take food from outside and digestion will take place inside the body of an organism. So based on how an organism takes food and utilizes heterotrophic nutrition can be classified as saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, holozoic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition means feed on dead and decaying organism. Parasitic, live on other organisms and take nutrients from them. Holozoic nutrition means they take food and digestion takes place inside the body of organism. Now in this chapter you will be learning detail about holozoic nutrition. How do organisms obtain their nutrition? First let us see unicellular animals like amoeba. In amoeba, all the activities will be carried out by the single cell. That is excretion, taking in of food, everything will be taken by the single cell. Now let's see how amoeba takes in food. Amoeba will produce a finger-like projection that is known as pseudopodia. This pseudopodia will then engulf the food particles. It form a food vacuoles. So the food particles will be inside the food vacuoles. Next, what happens is digestion will take place, everything inside the food vacuoles. Whatever the substance is required will be taken by the amoeba and then the rest will be, the food vacuole will go next to the cell membrane and whatever is unwanted will be given out of the cell. In this way, the digestion will take place in amoeba. The process by which digestion takes place in amoeba, this is known as phagocytosis. Let us see again how amoeba takes in food. First, it will produce a finger-like projection that is known as the pseudopodia. This pseudopodia will engulf the food particles. Then it will form a vacuole. This is known as the food vacuole. Inside the food vacuole, all the digestion will take place. Whatever amoeba wants, it will take it. The rest will be given out through the cell membrane. By simple diffusion, it will be given out. This process is known as phagocytosis. Let us see the steps that is involved in holozoic nutrition. First part is what? Ingestion, that is taking in of food. The organism will first take in food. This process is known as ingestion. Second, it's digestion. Whatever substance they have taken, it will be broken down into simple form. This process is known as digestion. The third step is absorption. Food that is digested will be absorbed by the animal. Next step is assimilation. Whatever food that is required by the body will be utilized for providing energy and other activities for the body. This food will be utilized. And the last step is digestion. The unwanted food will be removed from the body. This is known as digestion. So what are the various steps that is involved in holozoic nutrition? First is ingestion, second is digestion, third is absorption, fourth is assimilation, fifth is digestion. In next video, we will learn about how nutrition in human beings takes place. Now let us see what are the possible questions that can come from this chapter. Define heterotrophic nutrition. Write the difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Different types of heterotrophic nutrition. Give 2 examples for saprophytes. Give 2 examples for parasites. Explain nutrition in amoeba. Draw a diagram for amoeba. This is a very important question. You have to learn how to draw the diagram and the nutrition in amoeba. Finger-like projection in amoeba is known as. Steps involved in holozoic nutrition. Name the process by which amoeba takes in food. So make thorough with all these answers. Next video we will see nutrition in human beings.